Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about Jeremy Ethier's claim that you can build a massive amount of chesticle mass with only push-ups. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas, I turn into videos just like this. All right, I got a lot of notes. This came onto my radar screen from Jeffrey Verity Schofield. And I've never made a video about Jeremy Ethier before, or Ether, whatever his name is, right? I know he has 2 billion subs or whatever. So I never really followed his channel. But I tuned into this video because of Jeffrey. And I'm going to read you basically what Mr. Ethier says, right? And then what Jeffrey Verity Schofield says. And then give you my opinion. So Mr. Ethier says, don't think you can build good muscle mass with only push-ups. I'd like to prove you wrong. Okay, I'm listening. And then he has 2 exercises to speed up gains. You know what? If you ever hear of anybody that's going to toss in 2 exercises to speed up gains, you know they're full of shit. You know, without even looking at the video, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. That's nonsense. There's no magical exercise that's going to speed up gains. Okay? So I get triggered with this stuff, and you guys know I've probably mentioned it 1,000 times in 10 years on this channel. Then, Mr. Ethier pulls the science card. Okay, the science card. Talking about a study is not being scientific. It just means you found a study. Let's establish that. All right, so Mr. Ethier says with the right push-up progressions, you can build equivalent size and strength. I'm going to hold my opinion on the equivalent size and strength until the last point on my little list because I want to. All right, so Mr. Verity Schofield. Basically said that science was butchered, and he's absolutely right. Mr. Ethier's science was butchered. And Jeffrey went on to mention the dude has no chest mass. Like, he didn't say it like that, but I'm like, yeah, the picture he posted, it's absolutely ridiculous. Dude has no chest mass. I mean, dude looks skinny. It looks like he gained like 5 pounds of muscle and then went on a cut. No offense, but you do not have chest mass. So it's not exactly the best example here. All right. And again, mentioning science is not being scientific. It's being pseudoscientific, right? Pseudoscience. Pretending like you know, but put the oracle in your eyeball and pretending like you know things because you found a science study. All right. Okay, pal. No significant. Jeffrey Verity Schofield goes on to mention that if you look at the study, it says it was not even a hypertrophy study. And there was no significant differences. Listen. No significant differences in muscle thickness, pre-training, post-training in either group. No significant. That's a scientific term, kids. That's a scientific term, which means there's no significant difference, okay? So it's not going to pack on massive amounts of muscle mass, okay? Now, I'm not being dismissive of the push-up as an exercise. And I got 4 points I'm going to end this video with. 4 things I want to talk about. Number 1, I use push-ups in a lot of my clients' workouts. They're a good exercise. But as a standalone, no. You can do all the push-up progressions you want, but as a standalone exercise, it's just really silly. That's point number 1. When we look at muscle building, we want the best option is always a variety of exercises. The best option is always a variety of exercises. It's never one exercise. These either-or questions are just absolutely ridiculous. Is bench press better than push-ups? You've heard me say it 1,000 times. The best answer is both. Both, right? Anybody that has a degree of integrity Anybody that really wants to help you see results is going to say the best answer is not which is better, bench or push-ups for building chest mass. The answer is both. Okay? The answer is both. So these little videos are cutesy and everything, but really they're useless. They're like masturbatory bullshit. They're just absolutely useless in that sense, because in the real world, hypertrophy isn't which exercise is better, little Johnny. Should we do bench press or push-ups? Oh, Jeremy Ethier says we should do push-ups. Oh, I'm just going to do push-ups now. That's all I'm going to do. This is just ridiculous. It's juvenile, and it just wastes people's time. All right, so point number 2. It's a crap video, and I just touched on that a second ago. I beat myself to it. It's a crap video, and it's just junk science. It's just taking a science, taking a study, and trying to pull out some degree of science when we know, when we look at everything else we understand about hypertrophy and muscle building, that it doesn't stack up. And you look at Jeffrey Verity Schofield mentioning no significant differences in muscle thickness, and the fact that it wasn't even a hypertrophy study, and there you go. So point number 2 is it wasn't scientific at all. It's just silly. It's just silly and a crap video that really doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody with hypertrophy. All right. Number 3. In the real world, push-ups might be best used as a superset, kind of a pre-fatigue, post-fatigue type of things. When you look at hypertrophy, one of the metrics that you want to consider when you're putting an exercise into a program is what's the progression, what's the room for progressive overload, right? What's the progression window? Is it big? Can you go from a 95-pound bench to a 315-pound bench? Yes, big progression window, okay? So for push-ups, are there progressions? Yes, there are progressions. You can go from easier to harder push-ups, but for the average individual, unless you spend all your time just doing push-up progressions, and then we can arguably say that that's going to take a lot of time. We don't even know that that's better, right? We don't even know that that's a better way. The study here didn't take you through all the push-up progressions for years and years and years compared to a bench press. In the real world, just the basic push-up for each of us, it might be better used as a pre or post fatigue exercise, because you can get pretty good at them rather quickly. But maybe I should put my energy in doing all these push-up progressions rather than trying to, yes, they get easy rather quickly, but what if I put all my energy in push-up progressions? You can do that. It's still not going to be better than using a variety of exercises. Therefore, using the push-up, it is best to use it as some kind of a pre-fatigue, post-fatigue type of things. For example, for a lot of my clients, I'll have them do dips and then superset push-ups, or dumbbell flies, superset with push-ups, because we have an exercise like dumbbell flies with a more narrow progression window. So we're going to tag team that with nice and controlled push-ups, feeling the chest, so we can get as much out of those 2 exercises as we can once the big hitters, bench press and dumbbell bench press and machine chest press and that sort of thing, are out of the way. So in my opinion, this is my opinion, the push-up, unless you're doing only push-up progressions for 5 years, is best used in a hypertrophy program in pre or post type of fatigue scenarios. Okay? We have a limited amount of time in the gym. So if that's all you want to do is push-ups, you know what? Maybe you can get pretty good development, but who's going to do all that? And I would still argue that it's not as good as a wide variety. Not just argue. I think it's silly to say it's as good as a wide variety of exercises. Even people that do body weight work, like McAnimal, who I had on my podcast, I don't think he'd say do only push-ups. I'm pretty sure a calisthenics expert would probably be talking about dips and some pretty intense push-up work combined. A myriad of exercises to help with your chest development. All right, last point, and I hope you stuck around for this one. Jeremy Ethier says that it's probably, you're going to see equal strength. You're going to see equal strength from push-ups and equal or better muscle mass from push-ups. Same strength. Okay, I want to focus on that. The same strength from push-ups, you can get the same strength from push-ups. Jeremy, are you okay? Are you okay, Jeremy? This is the funniest thing I've heard in a long time. You cannot get the same strength from push-ups. The body adapts very specifically to different movement patterns. And even though they're kind of the same thing, different exercises, they're kind of the same thing, you're not going to get the same strength level from a push-up. You're not. You absolutely are not. That's ridiculous, and it's extremely laughable. And all you got to do is check the real world, not the box Jeremy Ethier lives in called YouTube, because his box on this issue is filled with a steaming pile of bullshit. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.